Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to checking out the YouTube version of Cinematic Autopsy. We've noticed a lot of you are watching and have not subscribed.
Yes.
So,
Please subscribe.
Yeah, before we begin, it would be wonderful if you guys could click on that little link right there. Right, see where I'm pointing right there, and you'll notice that if you scroll down, you'll see subscribe. So subscribe to us, CL Squared Productions. You'll be able to see our videos, stuff
we have lots of cool
our
content for
trailers.
you guys. You'll know everything that we're up to in the film world, whether we're talking about it or doing it.
Exactly. So let's give you 5 seconds to subscribe. All right, everyone. We'll see you guys soon. Hey everyone, welcome. It's Charles and Chelsea.
I'm Chelsea. Hi.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
We're still alive.
Yes, even though you are obviously listening to this, it's only the next week. There has been no gap in time whatsoever. If you are listening to this on Spotify and listening,
our last episode wasn't in April.
Yes, not at all. We've been very consistent.
Yes.
So yes, here we are with RoboCop, which was funny because RoboCop was pretty much a last-minute decision because you had said you had never seen RoboCop when we were discussing.
Right.
What was that shitty movie? Wicker Man.
Love Wicker Man.
Yeah, the fucking Nicolas Cage Wicker Man. And I made a RoboCop comment, and you were like, "I've never seen RoboCop." And so I was like, "Well, you know what? That has a remake." So we'll do RoboCop.
Oh, yeah. We were doing remakes because we just were doing this last week.
Yes, we're still in the theme because it's still within the week of what we're doing. But, yes.
It's currently April 21st.
Yes. In time. There's no alcohol in that whatsoever. Okay, so, anyway.
And this is our last... Excuse you. Move the screen. This is our last time hanging out in my apartment.
I know.
So, I'm moving.
No, I am officially banned. Oh, no, she's moving, yeah.
To an undisclosed location underground where you will never find me.
Yes. So, we're going to discuss RoboCop from Paul Verhoeven.
Which I totally remember.
Which there are tons of notes that I should have taken, but I am kind of drunk and did not take them. There's
no alcohol allowed at CL Squared Productions.
Exactly. Well, when we're on set, there's no alcohol. When do we do this?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, so, anyway, we're going to talk about RoboCop to the best of our recollection. And,
so I remember there's a very 80s skyline.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is Detroit, New Detroit. We see Detroit, and we get assaulted with the RoboCop logo.
Yeah, I did feel like that was quite violent.
Yeah, it just kind of like, bam. But it was Paul Verhoeven, like, I know he was trying to basically
3 minutes will give you the world.
Yeah, he was basically just trying to parody a lot of, like, typical 80s action films.
Okay, that makes sense.
So a lot of that was trying to be as, like, gung-ho, let's make an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie as possible and make
That's
fun
what I was
of it.
thinking. I was like, is this I've never actually... No, please, please, please do not take this comment as something that we should cover the Terminator films, but I've never seen any of the
Terminator
films.
1 is great.
No, Charles. Bad.
No, really. It's actually more a horror movie than it is any
than
sort
this
of action.
movie?
It's definitely more of a horror movie than this movie, yeah.
Damn. Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go right to the news. We have media break. Oh, which you give us 3 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Mm-hmm. We meet Casey and Jazz.
Yes. Riots in South Africa. A French-made neutron bomb as the city's last line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Star Wars orbiting platform. And I watched this, and I immediately thought of you because I was like, I wonder if Chelsea gets any of this. Because these are all 80s political jokes.
I'm a 90s baby.
Yeah, so everything in there was a joke about shit that was actually happening in the news at the time.
No.
Like the Star Wars platform, Ronald Reagan wanted to make a satellite thing with lasers on it that would shoot down any nuclear missiles from the Soviet Union.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
And he called it the Star Wars program.
I wonder why you would call it that.
Well, because Star Wars was like...
I'm making a joke.
Okay. But the whole joke in the film is that it misfired and destroyed California and killed one former president, which I guess the joke is that's Ronald Reagan getting killed by his own platform.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that.
Yeah, but I love how they did it. It's really, really topical. But the problem with it is when you do very super topical political humor, it doesn't translate when you watch the movie like 30 years later.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I was born when Bush Sr. was.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if, say, we made a movie with Elon Musk jokes, and then 40 years from now, someone watching it and being like, "Wait, what?"
His kids would be pissed off.
Fuck his kids.
All 11 of them.
Yeah, fuck Elon Musk kids, and fuck you, Elon Musk. Anyway.
Harvey Weinstein is just masturbating into a plant right across the room.
Exactly, while Elon Musk holds it for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no alcohol in this drink whatsoever.
We have a couple people who've been listening to all of our episodes, at least.
Yes.
So, thank you for coming back.
Yes, so, we have the Yamaha Sports Heart. I kind of love that.
Yes.
Yeah. For the Heart commercial, he's got the Yamaha Sports Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, now we go to actually Detroit news, which is relevant to the movie. There's 3 dead police officers. Omni Consumer Products entered into a contract to run Detroit Police Department. And Dick Jones says, "We can't stay the heat. You better stay out of the kitchen." He's played by Ronnie Cox, the father of Courtney Cox, actually.
Fucking nepotism.
Yeah. And Clarence Boddicker.
I love her, though.
The unofficial crime boss of old Detroit, killed 31 police officers. Some of you may know him as Red Foreman from that
Frank
70s
Fredrickson.
show.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, it's
so weird to fucking see him in something else. I'm like...
With hair and, looking visibly younger than he was as Red Foreman.
I grew up with that 70s show. It's like what I used to fall asleep watching every night. And so I'm just like, no, they can't be... Like, I'm like... scrubbing my eyes, and no, it's him.
Yeah. So we go to the Detroit Police Department in Metro West. We see a lawyer arguing with a cop. We see scumbags. Some scumbags see the judge on Monday morning. Then Alex Murphy, played by Peter Weller, enters the room, looking fresh-faced.
Transferring from Metro South.
Yes. And he's like, "It's a nice precinct." He goes, "Work for a living down here, Murphy. Get your armor and suit up." And OCP is moving a lot of guys up. Cops are not happy about this. And it's a unisex locker room, which actually is in a lot of Paul Verhoeven films. He did that in Starship Troopers, too.
Right.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of the natural progression of, like, unisex bathrooms.
Yeah, that's
cool. I admit, I'm uncomfortable, like, going to the bathroom with, like, women in there.
In a urinal?
Yeah, well, urinal I'm fine with. But like
with women walking past.
Yeah, like it's kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Well, they're not like, "Hey, check that out, fella." But
Hey, fella.
I like how they're like gangster malls or something from the 1920s. But and the cops are saying they should go on strike.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop named Fredrickson is dead.
Yes.
So the captain comes in, he collects his stuff. And he says, "I don't want to hear any more talk about a strike. We're not plumbers, we're police officers. And police officers don't strike."
We don't strike!
Yes. So, Murphy, front and center.
Yes.
And there's a fight.
All-out brawl.
Yeah, and a cop beats the shit out of a suspect. And it's Lewis, who is played by...
a girl.
Nancy Allen from Carrie.
Yes, I know.
She was Chris.
Yeah, she was Chris from Carrie.
Yeah.
I watched this yesterday.
Yeah. Fresh from ruining the prom for Gary.
God damn it, Nancy.
Yeah, she has to show him the neighborhood.
It's gotta be the name Nancy. Sorry, Aunt Nancy.
Well, Nancy Allen's her real name, so.
I know.
Yeah. And, and he says it was pretty neat for her to be beating the suspect up, and she better drive until he knows the neighborhood. And he says he always drives when he's breaking in a new partner, because he's a man and has a penis, and obviously that means he has to be the one in charge.
I wish I had a knife in my hand.
Yes.
Not for you, for the world.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing, is he's still fucking, it's the future. Well, it's not the future. I think it's supposed to be... I don't remember what year RoboCop is supposed to take place in. I think it's, like, supposed to be 2000, like,
I don't know.
10 or something. I don't know where my phone is.
I'm recording on my phone right here.
Yeah.
Someone tell us.
But people are still pretty...
Why? My burp was peanut butter. I haven't had any peanut butter today.
I'm not going to comment on that.
But it's a private joke.
Wait, it is?
I'll explain to you after.
Okay.
But so she blows a bubble at him, annoyed, and he goes, you know what I really like about this film? That the cars seem shitty.
Yeah.
Like
actually accurate.
Yeah,
They're not like well preserved cars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the things your fellow masshole, Bill Burr, talked about.
Yes.
When he talked about when you see movies from like the 1970s, people have like this perfect, pristine 1972 Cadillac or something like that. And he, in like 1977, they have like a 1977 Cadillac. And he's like, nobody in 1977 had a fucking 1972 Cadillac.
Mm-mm.
We had some piece of shit from like 1967, that our dad was still paying, payments on or whatever.
I drive a shitbox and it's 2023.
Yeah.
My car's 20 years old.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I love about this film, is that all the cars in it, are not like pristine, wonderful cars. So then we go to the OCP offices.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, well, the execs are wondering why they're being invited to a meeting, and they figure they're greenlighting Delta City, which is going to replace Detroit.
And the 2009 series online wants to show off.
Yes.
And it's mysterious.
Yeah, Dick Jones is going to show it off.
Yes.
Yeah, Ed 209. It ran into serious delays and cost overruns, and the old man ordered a backup plan.
And he hopes to light a fire under Jones's ass.
Yeah. So Bob gets the assignment if Ed 209 fails. And
someone calls him a twerp.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, so Bob Jones starts talking to the old man. He goes, let's get started. Fresh from killing the children with silver shamrock masks, of course. Because the old man is from Halloween 3. God, I wish I had made notes about what the actor's name is called. I know he's a late actor. The actor who played the old man is no longer with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
R.I.P. We probably met you at a festival and we love you.
No, he died way before we ever got to festivals.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think he died like 2010 or something like that.
Let's pretend we were there.
Yeah. So Bob Jones has said he's had this dream for more than a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And in 6 months to begin the destruction of Delta City, where old Detroit now stands.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Bob is kind of a suck-up. There will be 2 million workers brought to build a new city. And I think we need to give something back. So Dick Jones goes on about how they've gambled in markets traditionally seen as nonprofit. Hospitals, prisons, space exploration. None of these are nonprofit, which is funny. I wrote none of these are nonprofit in 2023, which is really... It's funny how this movie is such a commentary on like 80s greed, and yet in 2023 we're actually greedier than the parody.
They were hopeful somehow.
Yeah.
It's a paradox, but they were hopeful for us.
Yeah. So he runs security concepts, and efficient police force is only part of the solution. So we need a 24...
They want a 24-hour cop.
Yep. And so he doesn't need to eat or sleep and has superior firepower. And he's Ed 209, which is basically a bipedal tank. And they use like old school like Harry Harryhausen puppetry, like for him to come in. Everyone's terrified.
I'd be scared too, but I'd be like, oh baby.
Yeah, because it looks like a walking fucking tank or some shit.
No, it's true, but I'd be like, God, I'm that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Enforcement Droid Series 209, programmed for urban pacification, to be used by the military after Detroit. So Mr. Kinney volunteers to pretend to be arrested. They give him a gun.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, and he points it at Dick Jones, and then it headed 209. Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply. And he puts the weapon down, and it growls at him. You now have 15 seconds to comply. The scientists are all trying to fix it. I am now authorized to use lethal force.
Oh, this is the thing before the RoboCop.
Yes.
Duh. All right, I don't want to climb that.
Yeah.
Correction.
Yeah, where it just shoots the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it just fucking kills. Like, that was one of, like, my favorite parts of the fucking movie. Yeah. Like, it was like, holy fucking shit.
That was one of the scenes that was actually cut in the R-rated version.
That makes sense, somehow.
Because it only shoots him for, like, I think, like, 5-6 seconds in the R-rated version.
Grotesque brutality.
Yeah, in the version that we saw, the uncut version, it goes on for a full minute. Of it just opening, it tears him the fucking shreds, which is hilarious.
No, we love that.
Yeah, and I love how everyone, like, everyone's trying to fucking dodge when he's like, well, Jesus, what the fuck, and it basically fires at him until he's basically raw hamburger meat.
They're like, well, if the apocalypse is happening, there's free food.
Yeah, so
They didn't say that. I just thought
everyone is traumatized. Dick Jones walks up to the old man. Dick, I'm very disappointed.
that. Like, that's not what I'd want someone to say
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. So
I'd never let that happen.
yeah, and so Dick is trying to basically say that we can fix this, and the old man's like, this costs $50 million. And then Bob brings up the RoboCop program.
Right.
So
He wants a presentation in 20 minutes.
exactly,
Yeah.
maybe what we need to hear is a fresh perspective.
Yep.
So yes, they're looking for
Need some poor schmuck to volunteer.
yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes. And Dick Jones is not happy about it.
Come on, Dick Jones.
Yeah,
Stop being a Dick Jones.
Bob is also played by the great Miguel Ferrer, the late Miguel Ferrer. So many people in this film passed away. It's actually kind of sad.
Well, when did this come out?
1980 something or other. I don't have it on my notes because I'm a little inebriated. But
This is a celebration, you guys.
yes,
It is.
yes. And he says that Dick Jones fumbled the ball, and I was there to pick it up. And as soon as some poor schmuck volunteers. So we go to Murphy doing gun tricks.
Yeah, he's unsafe with this gun, and I wrote his gun with floppy thing. That's what I wrote.
I don't even know what the
I have
floppy thing
no
is.
idea what that means.
I have no idea what you were referencing there.
With floppy thing.
Yeah. But Lewis is getting a coffee
Mm-hmm,
because, obviously it says to be all fucking sexist and get your
women need
fucking,
coffee.
Get the woman folk to get the coffee while he goes and does the work.
Yes, and they're called in, and she's driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 211 in Prospect, a dangerous subject.
And then I wrote Red from that 70s show.
Yes, he's angry. I said Red Foreman is angry that someone burned the money.
Yeah.
The dumbass.
I said Red Foreman burnt the fucking money. Red Foreman's pissed.
Yeah. And it's Clarence Boddicker with a young Leland Palmer from
yes.
Twin Peaks, which you haven't seen yet.
But I know who they are.
Yeah, and he says to slow down the car. Van can't go fast, and it'll take 15 minutes for backup. So Murphy's loaded, ready to shoot. They start opening fire, but the car is on their side, and Emil is driving. And they shoot the guy in the ankle. Leon pick him up. Can you fly, Bobby? And they throw Bobby at the fucking car, at the windshield.
At the windshield.
Yeah. Which gives them the chance to get away. And they go to some...
Old mill.
Yeah, mill?
Yeah, it's a mill.
Okay, I written maybe it was a factory or something, but that's a mill?
But it's a mill.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And it's really run down.
But I grew up near a mill. And
Really
it looked like a
run
mill.
down and creepy looking. Backup's still unavailable.
Yeah.
10 minutes until units can arrive. So Lewis wants to go in. They split up. And I just kept thinking, I love this location so fucking much.
Yeah, I
Holy
grew up
shit.
right. So you go to So I grew up in Pittsfield, Mass. You go 20 minutes north of where my dad grew up. And Monkey! Sorry, it's my cat. It was just an old mill town.
Did it look like that?
It still looks like that because it's no longer a mill town. So it's exactly this location.
Is
today.
that operational or is it no?
No.
Oh shit, we should see about shootings and
I know.
shit.
Okay. Monkey, get out of the moving boxes. She's not gonna. Just let her go.
I'm a cat. I do what I want, mother.
I know. My kitten is now a cat.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I didn't have a kitten.
No,
when
you
we
didn't.
first-
No, you
I mean,
didn't.
yesterday when
Yes,
when we did this.
No.
Yes.
So Lewis and Murphy, they sneak around, and we hear Liquid as one of the people for Clarence Boddicker, aka Red Foreman, is Leon, and we hear Liquid as Leon Pease, and she tells him to get his hands up, and he turns around with his dick out.
Do you mind if I zip this up?
Yeah, she stares at him. When her eyes go down to his dick, he punches her off the balcony.
Yeah, that's just like.
It's the 80s.
Is that the excuse for everything?
Yes, it was the 80s.
Usually he's just like, it was the 70s. Or I wasn't alive during this time. That's the excuse for. But the 80s,
I
girls.
was around during the 80s, man. I saw this in the theater. My dad actually took me to see this movie when I was a young lad. I was not even a teen yet, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
My parents took me to see the Saw movies.
Yeah. This was one of those films that I remember my dad took me to see, and I was just like, this is really fucking, I love this.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
When I told people that I was watching this yesterday, they were really excited because they love it.
Yeah. So they're complaining about not keeping the money when they rob banks. They rob banks to sell coke. And there's a weird show on, which is, what a cake, oh boy, and he pushes the cake on her boobs, and that's where the "I'll buy that for $1" comes from.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Stop unpacking the boxes, monkey. She's literally ripping the tape off of my boxes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Monks. Okay, thank you.
So, he takes off, and at this point, Murphy tries to get in there. He says, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." Emil puts down his shotgun. And Lewis actually gets taken out fairly fucking easy.
Yes.
And then the guys point their guns at Murphy.
Yes.
And Red Furman. I'm not
Red Furman. Bird, Feeny, bird.
There we go. So
it's the Muppets now.
Yeah, so he says, "No, not yet. They're not going to kill." And so it's kind of like he takes off Murphy's helmet. He puts it on Emil. "What have we have here? You're a good cop, hotshot. You better be some kind of great cop to come on in here by yourself." And he starts beating on Murphy's knees. Leon thinks he killed Lewis, and I bet that really pisses you off. "You probably don't think I'm a very nice guy." And Murphy's like, "Buddy, I think you're slime."
Clarence, cops don't like me, so I don't like cops.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the scene. Yes.
Which is also a lesson Red Foreman taught his son-in-law.
Oh, fuck both.
So he plays around for a little bit, and he shoots off Murphy's right hand. "Give the man a hand!"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Lewis is going through the halls to try to help Murphy, and they shoot off his arm. And they just start shooting him repeatedly. And
But he's still alive!
Yeah, he's in a ton of pain. I mean, they run out of ammo shooting him.
That's a lot. Now I have the hiccups, too. I'm taking after you.
Yeah. They're having a good old time. Okay, fun's over, and they shoot him in the head.
Good night, sweet prince. So they quote Hamlet, and it fucking pissed me off.
Yeah, well.
Are
you going to complain to Clarence Bodeker? He'd probably shoot you for complaining about that.
As long as I can defend Hamlet.
You know.
I can defend my Lord and Savior, William Shakespeare.
There you go.
Yes.
This is also another scene, by the way, in the R-rated version. They severely cut down how much damage was done to Murphy. I think I saw it in the theater, so that was my only time I've ever seen the R-rated version.
Oh.
But I think they only just shot him in the head or whatever.
It was like really absurd and like grotesque and prolonged.
Yeah.
In the version we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they shot his arm off, and they, I mean, it's really.
They didn't shoot his arm off in the R-rated version. That doesn't
No,
make sense continuity-wise with the next fucking scene that you see him in.
Yeah, no, they didn't shoot his arm off in the R-rated version at all.
Peanut, what do you think about this?
That was one of those movies that they had to make a shit ton of cuts to get an R-rated version.
Oh my god, you stink. Okay.
By the way, interesting thing, it's not on Amazon anymore.
Oh?
No, it's not on Amazon right now, at least. But
you mean as of yesterday?
As of yesterday, yeah, it's not on Amazon. What's interesting is Amazon has it listed as, it's the R-rated version, but it's not the R-rated version.
Oh, this is the version we watched. Yeah. It's not.
It's the uncut version.
And you remember, I doubted you. He was like, it says it's the R-rated version, but it's not the R-rated version. It's the version that we need to watch. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know what the interesting thing is that Murphy's arm is what I look at to see if it's the uncut version. Because the R-rated version, his arm does not get shot off. So that was actually the scene I go to immediately to see if it's cut or uncut with RoboCop.
Oh,
yeah.
Wicked smart.
That's me.
Wicked smart. I've been in Massachusetts recently, clearly.
Anyway, so police rush Murphy's body onto a helicopter. Then they got to a hospital, but he's clearly dead. Working on him. There's some great shots as he's dying and everything, and we see his son in flashbacks and stuff. And
yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, we see
the 80s.
His wife.
Yeah.
Last time he left home, memories of his death, and then he flatlines. It's very urgent.
Will you stop peeing in my fern?
Is that what she's doing?
Yeah, she pees in my fern. Like I have 72 houseplants. And she's destroyed, I think 6 of them at this point. But I'm giving her the fern to pee in. Because the fern was dying as it was. But she just, I think that she knows that mommy's on camera right now. And she's like, I'm going to be a total bitch. My kid.
Oh, man.
I don't have an actual child.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
So now we all go to, all the shots here are first person. of Alex Murphy when he gets turned into RoboCop.
They're making him RoboCop.
Yeah, so we see a screen, they adjust it, doesn't work at first.
They save the left arm.
Yeah, and then it's like, I thought we agreed to total body prosthetic, lose the arm.
Right.
He signed the release form. You know, he's legally dead, so we can do what we want to. Shut him down. And we see the titanium.
Lined with Kevlar.
Kevlar. Yeah, he shakes his hand and it hurts him. And he has a 400-pound grip.
You're going to be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. I like that. You're going to be a bad motherfucker. He wakes up, everyone's celebrating, which I love that shot.
Yeah,
of everyone with the hats on. And, you know, he's watching us. Happy New Year. They put a little crown on him and give him a kiss. Well, and I love how the scientist is clearly drunk.
Yes.
You know.
Unlike us.
Yes, exactly. We are the pictures of sobriety.
We've never done anything wrong.
This is just soda with nothing in it.
I told you to take the ice out of your drink.
Whatever, I do what I want. So
it makes noise. That's why I said that.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah,
I have a straw because I'm a lady, and no one mourns the wicked. I'm drinking out of Wicked the musical class. Anyway.
So he wakes up at the demonstration. The executives
presentation day.
Yeah, presentation day. The executives all applaud. That's for you. And we see a first glimpse, and I love how they save the first glimpse of him is on the TV screen in the background.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where it's kind of sad that, like, everyone knew what RoboCop looked like because of the fucking commercials for the movie.
You couldn't have sold this movie without that, though.
Yeah.
I think.
But, that's one of the interesting things. When you make a film, you have this, this is going to be a big reveal. You know, we're going to tease this and that and the other thing. And then the marketing department gets it, and they're like, we have to show this in the trailer. We have to show that in the trailer to get people to come in.
And you're like,
And the poster is RoboCop, so everyone went in the movie knowing what he is. But when you watch it, you can tell they meant it to be a reveal.
Yeah.
About what he actually was.
I mean, that is kind of like, I can understand why they would do that.
Yeah. You know, excuse me.
No excuse for you.
So, we see a glimpse of a TV scene. We cut to outside the Detroit Police Department.
Yes.
And I am what you'd call a repeat offender.
I will offend again. Bring him through the side door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OCP come in with all their high-tech equipment.
And there's a really slow walk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he walks in. We only see him through distorted glasses at first.
This is supposed to be the reveal, right?
Yeah. Then we see him from behind. And I said it's a shame we already know what he looks like by that point because of trailers and commercials. But damn, wouldn't that have been fun if that was like the first time?
I mean, like, that's a bad guy. Oh, no, that's RoboCop.
Yeah, and what I heard from, I said I don't have my normal notes here, but Peter Weller actually had real trouble moving around in that.
That makes sense. It seems terrible.
Yeah, like it was super limiting of his mobility, that outfit.
And it's just like an outfit that he just gets into, right? It's not something they have to like attach to him prosthetic-wise or anything like that.
I mean, it took him, a while to get in and out of it.
Yeah.
I think
can't imagine, because like Charles has had to rewrite characters that I've been because I pee all the time.
Yeah.
So can't have something that's going to be impossible for me to like get in and out of. So I can't imagine. Oh no. I write
a baggie that she puts in the outfit.
I have a catheter.
Yeah.
I don't have a catheter.
No, we don't have a catheter. But
I mean, I do it.
I
don't want to. Ow.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ow.
Probably should never say that to me because I will now write that into.
Monkey, don't eat the hamster.
Oh my god.
You're just a fucking tyrant. Go
ahead. So, we find out they detract him. And I love it. Its digestive system is basically this baby food that just looks like shit when they pour it out.
It looks like monkey's food.
Yeah.
She's on Purina Pro plan. She's fine.
Yeah. And they're testing his voice stress. What are your prime directives? And this is actually super important.
It is. Service public trust.
Yeah, serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law, and Directive 45 is classified. Or, as we in the film industry would call it, Chekhov's directive. Because it'll factor in very big in the later in the film. So we go to the shooting range after Bob commits sexual harassment.
Because it's Bob.
Yeah, Lewis is an average shot. RoboCop starts shooting and everyone notices. And he has blown just giant holes through all the extremities. He's not a guy, he's a machine. What are they going to do, replace us? Lewis notices then he does the little... So when we saw Murphy earlier, he was doing a little trick with the gun that he saw on a show that is Sunlight.
Yes.
And we see that RoboCop does the same trick.
Right.
Yeah.
I watched this yesterday.
Yeah. So, Reed, he needs a car. He takes the car. Triumphant music is playing. Yeah, and I love that this car is also shitty.
Good.
So we see the, once again, the I'd buy that for $1 at the convenience store.
That actor has no idea what he did for humanity.
Yeah, the I'd buy that. Yeah,
or he's probably like, I got paid $150 for this entire thing, and people still say that.
I've quoted. How many times have I quoted that to you?
Numerous.
Yeah, I'd buy that for $1.
I mean, you're not the only one. There are several people in my life.
It's the most famous line from the fucking movie.
And this actor's just like, I fucking hate myself.
Yeah, he's like in a weird background.
Or maybe he's not like us, and he's just like, I did that.
Yeah.
And he's just really happy.
He's all proud of, I got to hang out with I got to put cake on the boobs and say, I buy that for $1.
He could be like that.
Yeah.
He could be like that.
So, there's a guy who's trying to rob a convenience store. There's an old man and an old woman, and they don't have a safe. So he knocks down the beer cans where they're hiding it, threatens to shoot the older woman, and then RoboCop enters. And he says, fuck me a lot, while shooting at RoboCop.
That's my line.
I'm not even going to go into that.
I wrote there's hooligans attacking woman.
Yes. Oh yeah, well that's where they go, and they go on about how she has nice bushy blonde hair. And they start cutting it. I wonder if there's more hair down there, which is how you can tell this was shot in the 80s and not the 90s. So they lift up her skirt, but RoboCop comes, and he says, let the woman go, you are under arrest. The guy takes her hostage with the knife. RoboCop basically then just ruins her dress, by the way, by shooting right under her vagina.
Yeah, shoots her through the skirt.
Yeah, and shoots the guy's dick, which, did save her, but, dude, you just ruined her dress.
Yeah, it's kind of really fucked up.
Yeah. So
unacceptable.
The other guy gives up, and I love this scene, just for the fucking cold fucking satire of this.
I wrote Fatal Farm Dick Shooting, video scene 27. That's what I wrote.
I don't even know what that means. That actually sounds like a fucking Pornhub link or some shit. Not that I have ever gone on Pornhub.
I don't know what that means.
Yes. But I love how she goes to hug him. Madam, you have suffered an emotional shock. I will notify a rape crisis center. Yeah. And it's just in the most cold way possible. And it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, the way he talks throughout the entire thing is really just entertainment.
Yeah, that's Peter Weller is fucking awesome. He was in that episode of Cabinet of Curiosities.
Oh, yeah,
where he's like the old man,
I don't like to think of him like that.
Yeah, well, that's like him, like 40 years after fucking RoboCop. So
nope.
Nope.
2000 happened 3 years ago.
I was gonna say I would have thought you would have been attracted to him with how he looked, old and decrepit he looks. But
I do love old men.
Yes, exactly. That's why I was gonna say I would have thought you would have found 2022 Peter Weller way more attractive than 1980 Peter Weller.
Mm-hmm. RoboCop the shit out of me, granddaddy.
There you go. What's funny is he's still doing the RoboCop voice, and like there's a RoboCop video game coming out on October 30th.
That's awesome.
And it's Peter Weller doing the voice of RoboCop.
That's awesome.
And in Mortal Kombat 11, RoboCop was one of the characters in the DLC, and it was Peter Weller doing the voice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. They had RoboCop, they had Rambo, they had the Terminator. The only one who didn't do the voice was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right, you told me that. Yeah.
But Sylvester Stallone did the Rambo voice.
Well, luckily enough, people love impersonating Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, no, it was actually the guy who's one of his doubles. Actually, is the one who did the voice for him.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good, you deserve all the money in the world.
Yeah, so we go to some hostage situation. There's SWAT teams, and the former city councilman is holding the mayor hostage, the mayor and the staff. And press stop interviewing the SWAT guy to interview RoboCop. And I love it. He said, don't fuck with me. I'm a desperate man. I want some fresh coffee and a recount. And no matter how it turns out, I want my whole job back. Yes. And I want a bigger office. And I want a new car. Something that goes really fast with really shitty gas mileage.
Yes.
You know.
LOL negotiating.
Yeah. When people jerk me off, I kill them. Don't jerk me off. So RoboCop's looking at the situation, thermally through the wall. And he threatens, the guy threatens to shoot the mayor. RoboCop punches through the fucking wall, grabs the guy, and then punches him out the fucking window.
As you do.
Yeah. And on the news, they show RoboCop educating children and at the Lee Iacocca Elementary School. Once again, a very 80s reference. I think Lee Iacocca was the CEO of Chrysler or something in the 1980s.
Makes sense.
I could be wrong on that. I'm just going by my memory as like a little kid. But I think he was the CEO of Chrysler in the 80s.
I somehow believe everything you say when you talk about when you were a little kid. I know I shouldn't, but I do.
I mean, I'm just going, I could have a completely faulty memory. It could have been like, the fucking president or something. But
no,
I distinctly remember that being Ronald Reagan.
That's definitely not true.
Yeah, and and he's stay out of trouble. They talk about the Mexican crisis today.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't put these are so crisis. Dated political jokes.
I was just like, God, I wasn't. Oh, and then there was a Nuke-O-Mad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
lucky for you, I keep Kleenex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, continue with the movie as I clean myself up.
It's a Morton ad. No guys in town.
It's basically Battleship with like fucking holograms.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And they're 40 days into crime in old Detroit is what we learned.
Yeah.
That's the end all be all of it. There's a gun and I wrote it's a gun and someone else in executive lounge.
Well, Bob Morton is promoted to vice president.
Right. That was the next thing.
Yeah.
And I wrote, it's a fancy toilet.
Yeah. He goes to the executive bathroom. We see someone is shitting. And he's talking so much shit about Jones.
Dick Jones, talking shit about Dick Jones at the urinal.
He's old. We're young. That's life. Everyone else... And I love how he's talking shit. Everyone else is rushing to get out of the bathroom.
Because they know that Dick's in the shit.
Yeah.
And
Dick Jones congratulates him and he talks about when he was young. They used to make fun of the old man. And he says he isn't respectful and doesn't know where the line is drawn. You've insulted me and we sold this company. I had guaranteed contracts for Ed 209. Who cares if it works or not?
That seems relevant today.
Yep. Oh my God. Dick Jones says he's a sweet old man and he means well and he's not going to live forever. I'm number 2 around here. And he grabs Robert by the hair, says, you fucked with the wrong guy. And you better pray that unholy monster of yours doesn't screw up.
Doesn't screw up. Yeah. So, RoboCop's in rest mode at this point, but he's moving. Yes.
Yeah, he starts remembering.
He's, like, remembering the trauma and, like, from I caught myself. He's remembering the trauma that Red from that 70s show gave him. That's what I wrote.
He called him a dumbass.
Dumbass.
It's so weird to see him in this.
I know.
Because we're so used to him as Red.
Well, it's just,
show.
no. And I wonder, I have to, like, I've been thinking about this too. Like, RoboCop probably gave this actor his start. But is this the reason why Red Foreman became Red Foreman?
Yeah, I wonder. It's very possible that he got that 70s show job because they had seen him in RoboCop. It's very possible.
Yeah, I want to Google that. We should have Googled that.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah. So, they call, and at this point...
He's reliving the entire thing.
Yeah,
all of his trauma.
They call Bob Morton. There's a great shot from behind. I didn't write what it was a shot of.
That's what she said.
That was a great shot. I've said that many times. Anyway, so Lewis starts to follow him because she recognizes Murphy. She introduces herself. Do you have a name? She recognizes his chin because...
Do I know you? How can I help you?
Yeah, Peter Murphy. Peter Murphy. Peter Murphy's a fucking singer of Bauhaus. Mm-hmm. Peter Weller.
You're doing great, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not getting drunker at all as we're going on. Peter Weller has a very distinctive chin, actually.
That is true.
Not as distinctive as Bruce Campbell, though.
Or as Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, but Johnny Bravo's a fucking cartoon.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. A friend of mine actually just was going to get plastic surgery, and she was
There's
like,
a monkey.
and she was
There's a
like,
monkey.
I'm getting a new chin, and I just posted a gif of Bruce Campbell, and I'm like, are you getting a Campbell?
It came.
And someone else was like, well, you might as well get the best if you're going to get a new one.
I know Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. No, of Bruce Campbell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo's.
At this point, she's trying really hard to see if it's Murphy. He's like, Murphy, it's you. He leaves. Somewhere there is crime happening. And the executives yell at Lewis. RoboCop drives off.
Yeah, and someone's fucking pissed at her for speaking.
Oh yeah, because they're like, "What did you say to him? Did you jog his memory? He doesn't have a name. He's got a program. He's product."
He didn't know his name, and she didn't question him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna take him offline because he had a dream.
Yeah, this product doesn't concern cops. It's classified. It's OCP. You got it, Mister?
You got it, Mister?
Yeah.
What is that? You got it, Mister? That's like some Charlie Brown stuff.
Yeah. So
Mister?
Reed says, forget this guy's a serious asshole. That Reed is, of course, the guy in charge of the police department. We see Emil at a gas station. He's a clerk doing some advanced math. And
I wrote reading plane geometry, that a gas station attendant is.
Yeah. And he threatens the clerk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drop the gun.
Yeah, and that's when RoboCop comes.
Yes.
Because, excuse me, Emil. Poor, oh my God.
I love how your burps are amazing. Charles doesn't normally have carbonation. Is clearly what's happening.
Yes, well, it's the soda I'm drinking.
Yeah, carbonation.
No alcohol in it whatsoever.
It's the carbonation. Peanut, what do you think? It's all Peanut's farts he's gagging over. Yes.
I'm not even going to comment on how bad those can be sometimes. But,
not as bad as her breath.
But I like, what?
Not as bad as her breath.
Yeah. Because I bet you think you're a college boy or something. I bet you think you're pretty smart. Think you can outsmart a bullet? And that's when RoboCop pulls up and says, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." And Emil remembers. "You're dead. We killed you." RoboCop hesitates. The gas line breaks. College boy cleric runs as Emil sets the gas station on fire. It blows up, but that doesn't hurt RoboCop, who shoots Emil's tires and engine and causes them to wipe out. "Who are you?" See RoboCop walking through the server room. And then he walks through police records. Has his spike. I like how his spike data comes up and it's like a middle finger.
Yes,
yeah.
That is very clever, girl.
And he's reading photo IDs of the people who killed him. And Emil Antonovsky, mugshots, known accomplices, Nash, Leon, Joe Cox, Steve Min, Clarence Bodeker.
I'm glad you were able to catch all those because mine are all typos. I'm like,
and we see amount of crimes Red Foreman committed. And he sees, and I kind of love the idea that
this movie's just ruined. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I kind of love the idea that this is Red Foreman when he was young, before he got all fucking. That's why he's so strict on Eric. Because he committed all these crimes in the past, and he doesn't want Eric to make the same mistakes he did.
And that's why Deborah Jo Rupp's like...
Exactly. She was one of the women that he was like, "Bitches leave," and she waited for him outside.
God. Kitty, we love you.
Yeah, so we see he loads up Alex Murphy, and we see his old address. He drives back to his old house. There's a for sale sign there. And he enters the house, and as he walks through, he remembers the life he used to live there.
Primrose Lane.
Yeah, broken world-class husband mug and burned family photos. He remembers when it was taken. And I was like, why is that burned? That's what I said. Did his wife burn all of their memories? Why would that picture be burned?
Did they explain it?
No. It's never actually explained. Why would his family photos be burned?
It was me.
Wow. You did it before you were born.
It was
kind
my
of crazy.
idea.
You were just this insane arsonist fetus.
I always have been.
Yes.
That's how I'm going to identify as an insane arsonist fetus.
Yes.
For the rest of my life.
So he smashes a real estate commercial and he goes to a club and arrests a young Leland Palmer. I was almost going to make a joke and I realized I would have spoiled Twin Peaks for everyone.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. He asks where Clarence is, and someone grabs the gun and he dances with it, and he tries to kick RoboCop in the balls and ends up hurting his leg. Then he gets pulled out of the club by his hair. Ray Weiss, of course, who's a great actor. I would love to put Ray Weiss in some of our shit just because he was fucking Leland. So we see Robert doing a ton of coke, with two ladies.
A ton of cork.
Yeah.
Don't snort cork or coke. It is bad.
Can you imagine? I'm imagining people taking like the cork of like fucking like wine, like champagne bottles.
That's literally why I said don't do it.
Yeah, and just like
don't do either, ladies and gents. It will destroy your life.
No. And yeah, and
I wrote someone can get me so horny.
He's with two ladies. Yes, sometimes I can just think of something that gets me so horny.
I remember being like, yeah, same.
And she puts coke on her chest. Do you know I've never? Well, never mind.
Never. Yes, continue.
Wait, let's see. Never boobs. Okay. A butt one stuff. But
Nope. No. I've never ever.
Yes, she is drug free, which is the way to be.
Yeah.
And he snorts it off there. Someone's at the door, and it's Clarence Bodicker with
Clarence Bodicker.
Bitches leave.
Bitches leave. I wrote that in all caps.
Yeah, which I love. That's also another line that people quote all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Clarence shoots Robert in the legs. Why am I calling him Robert?
Do you know who I am? Shoots him in the thigh, destroys his legs. I'll give you anything I want. And he puts a CD in.
Yeah.
Right? And Dick Jones. I wrote Dick Jones. Dick is begging for it. Is what I wrote. I clearly was more drunk writing these notes.
Yeah, you're drunk. More drunk than I am now, actually.
I probably was like, oh, I'm so clever. I'll remember what this means.
Yeah. I guess you're on your knees about now, begging for your life. You don't feel so cocky now. And Bob offers Clarence twice as much. And Red pulls out a grenade. He pulls out the pin and he puts it on the table. And Dick Jones is like, every game is a winner and a loser. And Red shuts the door. I'm cashing you out, Bob. And then the grenade blows up Robert's place. We go to the factory where coke is made. And Clarence...
Cork.
Yes. It's oh my god. Can you imagine how different this scene would be if it was like a cork factory? It's just like they're making trees. And, well, they're not making trees. That would make them gods. But they were they were taking the
just
wood.
like living in New York, the amount of cocaine around, we're just like, there's no way that this much cocaine would just be around. Like, I feel like people would have been smarter about what is going on, but it's the 80s.
Oh yeah, no, people. I have been. Maybe not in the 80s. In the 90s, I was at a party. One of my dad's party. One of my dad's friends. Legit, you know, like the bowls you have of like the salad bowl.
Yeah.
Filled with coke. Like, I can't even comprehend how much that must have cost. But it was, you know, LA's, they probably got the fucking Hollywood executive discount. But it's still, that's at least a couple fucking $1,000 right there.
Yeah.
And it was just at the party, and everyone could just go to it. And, you know, I was still a teenager, and I had never done any of it. Because, you know, that's the thing. I will say, have I done drugs? Yes. I didn't do them until later in life. They were around me a lot in my teens, a lot in my 20s, and I never did them. But I love how I realized I just snorted right after. And I am not on, I guarantee you I am not on any coke right now. I'd actually be more alert if I was on coke right now.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but, you know, but that's the thing. Like, I've been at parties where people, you know, literally just had fucking a giant, like, fucking salad bowl.
They must be, like, what if someone spilled that?
I don't think you'd spill it, because they'd have, like, straws. They'd had straws around it.
Yeah, but what if someone got really wasted and just, like, we're, like, recording this on my coffee table. What if someone fell into the coffee table and the bowl was on there?
I don't know. I've never seen that. It just seemed like a bunch of LA, like, porn people just, you know, kind of fucking...
We'll fuck on the floor next to it. That's what LA porn people would say.
A lot of... You know what, though? Any party I've ever been... Any porn party I've ever been to where people were fucking, it was usually either in the middle of the room or they had a room with mattresses in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And people would just go and fuck on the mattresses. When
I've never been to one of those ever.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say there is someone. I'm not gonna say her name.
No, you can't say her name.
Yeah, I will definitely not say her name. But I remember.
You finished painting your nails.
Yes,
they look good.
There you go. I did that while you were walking the girls.
The dogs. Okay,
yeah. Cool. But yeah, no, I did that once. Where a girl kind of gave me a rim job. At a party, and it was just in like the
God,
middle.
I hope my mother's not listening to this.
It was just in the middle of the room. I hope your mom would be like, they're clearly fucked up because they're not coherent whatsoever in this episode.
My mother would be like, I fucked up. Mom, you've been an amazing mother, and I love you.
But yeah, no, that was the party where the lesbian woman punched my penis. I told you about that part.
Yeah, I know that part.
And where she had said that, then I was like, what the fuck did you do that for? And she's like, because she said she had never seen one before. And I was like, so you punch it? Like,
you told me this like 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's
at
when,
least 5 years ago.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, Jesus Christ, lady, I hope you're not the one who makes first contact with aliens. You know?
My favorite meme still is just like, I don't give a fuck if aliens are real. I just want to be able to pay my dental insurance. It's my favorite meme as of late. But yes.
But yeah, like, you know, so that was kind of how it was at those sort of things.
Now the world knows.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I've obviously, I mean, not like involved with any sort of like organized crime, so I've never been in a factory where people are making it like how they do in this scene.
I just was like,
but there has to be a place like that. Like, even if it's not in New York, it has to be somewhere.
I don't think it's in New York. Yeah,
I would assume it'd be like maybe south of the border,
Miami.
Miami could even be. Well, no, it
Cuba.
can't be Colombia because it'd be too pure. If it was
Colombia is where they make it, and then they.
Yeah.
This is not what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, in Highlander 2, they shot it in Colombia. And one of the actors said that you could literally get a brick of cocaine for $100 in Colombia. And...
Well, that's crazy.
And it was the purest shit that he ever did.
Don't do cocaine.
Yeah. And well, you know what? I'll tell you a story. I might have told this before.
Bad. Don't do cocaine.
It's not my story. It's a story from Michael Ironside. Because he had to do one of his own stunts in that film because his stuntman, like the night before the scene, his stuntman came to his door, obviously fucked up on cocaine because he's sweating, he's talking 900 miles an hour, but he's also completely fucking naked. Like, they're all at this motel. This stuntman knocks on his door at like 3 a.m. He opens it. The guy is completely fucking naked, and he's like, "Can I borrow some sweatpants or something?" And he's like, "Can't you just go to your room and get it?" I can't go to my room. People are in my room. And he's like, okay. So he gave him a pair of sweatpants, and he said he never saw the stuntman again. Like, he had to do his own stunt the next day on set because the stuntman just didn't show up for set.
But
yeah.
There's someone who has their own stuntman coming up in a movie I'm working on. Please show up.
Well, I guess don't give them sweatpants if they show up naked at your door at 3 a.m, obviously high as fuck on coke.
Yikes.
But yeah, like, you know, what's like, can you imagine, like, just having, like, any fucking person you're working with just showing up that... Like, with friends, it's different. Because with friends, you understand. When it's someone you're working with, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
You know? It's also funny that Clancy Brown, from the original Highlander, didn't do that movie because he said they didn't want to pay him anything. And he's like... Yeah, I mean, they wanted to pay him, but it was like shit. It was like shit money. And... Clancy Brown, who you would know from, like, The Green Mile. Mm-hmm. He's one of my favorite actors. He's in my list of, like, actors that I 100% want to put in something one day, hopefully before he's getting older, so hopefully I can do it before he passes. But he talked about how he's like, I read the script was shit, and they didn't want to pay me anything. And he's like, my rule is this. I will do art for very little money. If you don't have a lot of money, if it's a great script, I will still do it. But if you're giving me a shit script, you damn well better be fucking paying me a lot. And he goes, this was a shit script, and they didn't want to pay me, so I was like, nope, I'm not coming back for part 2.
Good.
Yeah. So good on Clancy Brown for sticking to his guns on
Brown.
that. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, Clancy Brown's a fucking amazing actor.
Yeah,
and,
he is, entirely.
Yeah. He's also, what's his name on SpongeBob?
Mr. Krabs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Clancy. I've actually never watched an episode of SpongeBob, but I know that he. Come on, you know it's a generation below me. Like
it's a generation above you.
No, you know what I mean. A generation above me would be like fucking.
No, I know. I'm just
the first generation to watch Scooby Doo or some shit, right?
Oh, you just dated yourself. It'd be 2 generations above you.
I'm Gen X, man. Like, we're all fucking.
I don't even know what generations are anymore. I don't know I don't know shit about fuck anymore.
I don't know shit about fuck. That's your quote for the episode. So,
no, you're gonna watch SpongeBob.
Yes. So,
I'm ready.
Yeah, anyway. So we're at the factory where the coke is made. And Cork. Clarence is arguing with a guy named Sal.
Is he?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm the guy in Old Detroit, and you want space in my marketplace, and you got to give me a volume discount. And they show Sal a lot of money. Sal says, you killed a bunch of cops, and you got heavy connections downtown. You make a lot of my friends nervous. And a lot of people would love to see a guy like me put a guy like you out of business. Maybe I'm not making myself clear. And that's when everyone points their fucking guns at Clarence. Like, guns, 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 guns. Yes. And, yeah. And he's like, the Tigers are playing tonight. I never miss a game. Sal laughs and says, just kidding. And the door of the factory gets knocked off its hinges and RoboCop enters.
It's RoboCop.
Yeah, and he targets everyone with a gun in the room.
I wrote that I love how it's like a factory that makes baked goods. Is how it looks like.
I mean, people get baked from their goods, I guess.
And flour.
Yeah.
The flour. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I remember being upset that cocaine was just flying. Not that I have any idea why I'd be upset about that.
That just makes me think of the Harley Quinn scene in Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
where she's being shot at, and then all the cocaine goes into her nose, and she's like... she's just ready to start shooting.
That's funny shit.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a spoiler. In one of the script of the next thing that we're doing... There's a scene before a big thing happens.
I'm like, what are you spoiling? Okay, continue.
Before a big thing happens, one of the characters goes, wait, before we do this. And she goes and puts a little coke on there and she snorts it.
Oh, yes.
Before she gets ready to go in. I don't think this is in the version you got. It's in one of the...
You told me about it.
Yeah. And her roommate looks at her and is like, how do you have money for that? And she's like, don't worry, I got it for free.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it's kind of that implying of wait a minute, how do you have money for cocaine if you've laid on the rent?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Never experienced that.
So everybody fires on RoboCop. Violence and a haze of cocaine. I wonder what this episode must sound like to sober people.
I don't know.
What if Sal's guys get shot and Sal gets shot by...
Come quietly, there will
by
be trouble.
him. I assume that's RoboCop.
Yeah, everyone will shoot it. Everyone shoots at him.
Yeah. Red Foreman shoots at RoboCop. He runs and jumps off. I assume this is Red Foreman, not RoboCop, because RoboCop ain't jumping nowhere. Because Peter Weller could not even run in that outfit.
Right.
He's put
Clarence is under arrest.
Yeah, he spits blood in RoboCop's face. He gets thrown through a glass door. Wait a minute, I have protection. There's another guy. He's a cop. He's the senior vice president, Dick Jones.
And then he strangles him.
Yep, I work for Dick Jones.
Number 2, yes, I am a cop.
Yeah. Directive number 3, uphold the law. So he stops choking Red and brings him in. Cops are ready to strike. The strike vote was last night. RoboCop brings in Red Foreman. Book him. He's a cop killer.
I'm sorry. It's just the Red Foreman thing.
I mean, this is why he was so strict with Eric.
It's just the Red Foreman thing.
This is why he was so strict with Eric. He was trying to keep...
straight face.
Yeah.
And Fred Foreman.
Yeah, so he spits blood on the papers and he says, "Give me my fucking phone call."
Idiot.
And RoboCop goes to arrest Dick and he's like, "You dumbass." These are all lessons Eric had to learn. Yeah. So, man, this is the most, I think this is the most amusing episode to us, and I wonder if people will be like, I don't know what's happening in this episode.
Like, I wish they didn't come back.
So Jones says his lawyers will have him out in 2 to 4 hours, and he traces where RoboCop. Jones is waiting for RoboCop in his office, and Jones
I have to pee.
Okay, well, we're going to go to a commercial in a minute.
Okay, cool, great.
So, Jones is pleased with himself. I don't know why I put Courtney Cox's dad now.
Maybe you just realized it now.
Yeah, don't usually see anyone without an appointment. You're under arrest. Sounds like I'm in a lot of trouble. You better take me in. Jones offers himself to be arrested, but RoboCop shuts down, and Directive 4 says he can't erect... Directive 4?
Erect.
Wait a minute. Did I put Directive 45 earlier or something?
Yeah. Directive 4.
Yeah.
Directive 4.
I could have sworn I said Directive 45 earlier. What the fuck did that come from? But, okay, so Directive 4 says...
It's okay. I write nonsense all the time.
He can't arrest any member of OCP. Results in a shutdown. What did you think? You're an ordinary police officer? You're a product. We can't have our products turning against us. And he tries to shoot and he can't. Maybe you'd like to meet a friend of mine. Ed 209 enters the room. I had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake. Now it's time to erase that mistake. Ed 209 fires on RoboCop, and RoboCop's getting his ass kicked. And he manages to get Ed 209 to shoot its other hand. And it has missiles, and Jones calls the police and says there's trouble in the tower. RoboCop attempts to flee down the stairs. Ed 209's confused by stairs. I love that scene.
It's like one of my other favorite scenes.
Yeah. And it tries to walk down the stairs, and it just falls, and it's on its back like a turtle. And
help me.
So,
I love turtles.
Yeah, and it makes panic noises, too, when it's on its back.
Yeah.
So, Dick Jones is a very messed up man. I don't know why I wrote that. RoboCop gets outside. There's a ton of cops. Prepare to fire. Cops don't want to do it, but SWAT guy opens fire. Tons of cops firing RoboCop and retreats. It's very, you know what? It's very Frankenstein. It's very much
like original Frankenstein.
Yeah, like original Frankenstein. He crawls away as fellow officers fire on him. He falls down a level, and then another officer, Lewis, rescues him. And he's bleeding oil, and she rescues him to a car. The cops open fire on his escape. And then we go to more commercials. And speaking of commercials...
We're going to one.
Yes. So we will see you again in 2 and 2.
Mommy has to pee.
You are Heather Lambert, right?
Yeah.
Did you know a Catalonia Silver a number of years ago?
Who's that?
I'm afraid that Catalonia passed away recently. In her will, she requested her remains be scattered by you and her parents.
You brought our baby back home to us. Tell me about my sister.
And why are you here?
Yo, fuck this shit.
I'm the one who started it.
Hey everyone! Now we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome. This is our RoboCop episode. Yay.
This is Charles. I'm Chelsea.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in.
I realize it's actually a big...
and this is Peanut.
Yeah, it's an open nut.
Yeah.
But I realize this is a giant missed opportunity for us to be drunk during this one because we're going to want to be drunk during the fucking remake because the remake fucking sucks. But anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get into that next week. So,
because it's April.
Yeah, where did we leave that? Oh yeah, the news things. So Santa Barbara is on fire as the Star Wars platform misfires, which once again was a Ronald Reagan joke because that's where Ronald Reagan was retiring to.
Okay.
It was Santa Barbara.
My ex is actually having a baby in Santa Barbara right now.
There you go.
She's in labor. Good luck.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I won't say it on the air. But police are going on strike tomorrow, and they have managed street interviews.
Maybe she just hinted at labor. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. And so Clarence wants to see Dick Jones, comes on to his secretary. Hey, Dickie boy, how's tricks?
Dickie boy, how's tricks? Yes, all right, I found it.
Yeah. And Dick is upset. Look at my face, Dick. He was trying to kill me. He's a cyborg. Recorded every word you said. Memory is admissible as evidence. Well, you're going to have to kill it. Your company built this fucking thing. Now I got to deal with it. Suit yourself, Clarence. That's 2 million workers. Drugs, gambling, prostitution. Virgin territory for someone who knows how to open new markets. So basically, he's saying to Clarence Bodicker, if you kill RoboCop, I'll let you be the crime for all the new workers who are going to build the new city on. So I don't think we really communicated this well. They're basically going to take down all of Detroit.
Good.
They're going to take down Detroit.
Sorry, Dylan, I need to pay homage to Dylan, my little sibling Dylan, really quick. Where Dylan's favorite thing to say, no matter what city they're in, and they've never been to Detroit, where they come to visit me in the city, or they've been in Aruba, or like all these places, and they go, Detroit. So, thank you, Dylan, because that's why I love Detroit, and I'm sad about what Charles is about to say.
So basically, what they're going to do is they're going to take down Detroit and build Delta City on it, which will be like it's basically like gentrification if you took down the whole fucking city.
Yeah.
You know. And he's saying that that's 2 million workers, and they're going to want to get high, they're going to want to, sleep with prostitutes, they're going to want to gamble. Mm-hmm. And then Clarence Bodicker will be allowed to do that with all of them. So he says, well, I guess we're going to be friends after all, Richard. And says, destroy it. So, I'm going to need some major firepower, though. And he goes, you got access to military weaponry? We're practically are the military. Yeah. Yes. So Lewis is talking to him where he was killed, which I always thought was weird. But maybe it was so they could save on locations. Because it's like, this is the most traumatic place in his fucking life, and that's where she takes him to.
Right.
Not to mention, it was the fucking hideout for the bad guys. So wouldn't you think they'd maybe still be there?
Continuity error. Who didn't think this through?
Yeah, well, that's why I wrote. Maybe they were trying to just save on locations, but she's literally taking him to the place where they killed him.
Yeah.
So, half the force didn't show up for work. And so she grabs things for him, his gun and drill, some baby food. He unscrews his visor, and we see Murphy's face, and his head is shaved, and he's emotionless. He says, it's good to see you again, Murphy. And he says that,
after the funeral, like the wife and son moved away.
Yeah, exactly. And
he can feel them.
He wants to know where they went. She thought he was dead. She started over again, and I can feel them, but I can't remember them.
Yeah.
So the police are on strike. Detroit is going crazy. We see Emil watching that I'd buy that for $1 show.
Yes.
People are looting while he's trying to watch TV, and he throws a bottle through the window so he can watch the show better. And Red pulls up. He has, he's still earring the shirt. I don't know what the fuck that means. Leonard and Joe join.
Still wearing the shirt.
Yeah, Joe has a car just like yours. Clarence smiles and pulls out a Cobra, and he blows up Joe's car with one shot. The Cobra assault.
The store too.
Yeah, the Cobra assault cannon. I like it, which Emil says, and Emil blows up the store. Yeah, they start fighting over it as Joe opens fire randomly, blowing up stuff on the street.
Not the adult bookstore.
Yeah, he only has one. He has one for Emil. They start blowing up businesses and cars. Leonard does some coke. and they start looking for RoboCop. They have the tracker, and Lewis is sleeping while RoboCop looks at baby food.
Yes. And she's asleep on sticks is what I wrote?
I don't believe she was on sticks. But, they go looking for RoboCop. They have a tracker, and Lewis is sleeping while RoboCop looks at baby food.
I wrote, he leaves her in the middle of a bad neighborhood. Like, that's bad. Yeah. That's a bad move.
Well, I mean, she was Chris. I mean, after what she did to Carrie, she deserves it. So, his targeting system's messed up. She helps him aim, and he can aim now. Clarence arrives. They all have Cobra assault rifles.
I wrote, he's shooting babies. He hates babies.
Yeah.
That's what I
wrote. Nothing fancy. Just kill him. Emil's in the van. Lewis doesn't want to leave because they're partners. Clarence should be able to tell exactly where he is at the tracker. He throws pieces of plastic and they all open fire. I don't know. Ooh, what? He shoots Joe. They miss. Emil tries to cut him off.
Toxic waste.
Yeah. Clarence drives as well. Emil goes to run him over and he drives into toxic waste. That I remember.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite. And I remember seeing that in the theater.
Melting.
Yeah. And everyone cheered when he was all fucking melting and shit. Great shot of the van filling with steaming hot liquid. Yeah. Emil begins to melt. His flesh is melting off his bones. Lewis and Red drive at each other.
Red?
Yeah.
We don't even remember the actor's name.
Smealing grabs Leon. What? Leon freaks out. Emil grabs Leon when he's all melting and shit.
I wrote poopy water.
Oh my god, one of my exes used to say that all the time about fucking toilet water.
Poopy water?
Yeah, she's called poopy water. If it had the toilet overflowed,
it just traumatized you.
There's poopy water on the floor. Emil runs in of Clarence, who runs him over, and he just splattered all over the car. Clarence crashes. Lewis pursues. He shoots her in the chest. Approaches while Leon is above with this Cobra, and Leon uses a magnet to grab RoboCop. And, at this point, Clarence is like, I give up. They're like, I'm not arresting you anymore. And that's when the car magnet grabs him. You're taking this kind of personal. Come on, man. You're making me nervous. They drop a whole bunch of beams and girders on RoboCop. And then Lewis grabs a Cobra and blows up the room Leon's in. RoboCop's stuck under the girders. Red starts beating him with a sharpened rod. He stabs him through where his heart would be. And then his middle finger spike pops up.
Like a Wolverine claw.
Yeah, and it just stabs Red right in the fucking jugular.
So hot.
And so Lewis is not doing well. She's like, Murphy, I'm a mess. They'll fix you. They'll fix everything. Which kind of implies she's going to become the next RoboCop in the sequel. Mm-hmm. Which I will spoil and say that does not happen. But it's interesting that they tease that. So RoboCop pushes the girders off him. Then at OCP office, Jones is saying they can have Ed 209 all over the city due to the police strike. There's one guard in the building right now, and RoboCop comes in. It's like, you have 20 seconds to move your vehicle. And then RoboCop pulls out a Cobra and fires twice. And there's only Ed 209's legs afterwards.
Yes.
Great shot of legs just looking intimidating and then walking into the shot to show it's only the legs, which I think was a great fucking shot. Jones is trying to sell them the Ed 209 again. RoboCop walks into the office. Jones is wanted for murder. He calls it violent and mechanical psychopath. He tells them Directive 4 and then plays video memory of Dick Jones admitting he killed Robert Morton. Dick Jones grabs the old man and starts making demands. He wants a chopper. Anybody tries to stop me, then the old man is like, Dick, you're fired.
Yeah. Dick, you're fired.
And since he's no longer an executive, Directive 4 doesn't apply anymore. RoboCop shoots him, and he falls out the window very, very far. Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. And then that's the end of the movie.
That's
RoboCop. So
that's RoboCop. The week after we said it would come out.
Yes. So that was our film, RoboCop. Well, not our film. Paul Verhoeven directed that. But
Charles.
come on, this will be amusing to people. They'll just be like, "What the fuck is happening to them?"
I've been fine.
Yeah. So, what did you think of this film?
I thought it was better than I expected.
Yeah, no, I remember being a little kid, and, like, I was never into, like, the typical action, like, Commando, and, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, like Sudden Death, and although Sudden Death has a great line in it, where someone asked Powers Booth, "What the hell kind of psychopath are you?" And he's like, "The best kind," which is a great fucking line. And he also says, "I'll fill your mouth with spiders, little girl," which is a great fucking line. But I remember I was not very much into action films as a little kid because that wasn't really like my jam. And I saw this and I was like, I think what's great about RoboCop is that, and it's kind of the thing when we watch the remake, that it's satire. It's a very dark satire of like 80s commercialism and 80s like, action hero
things
shit.
that I didn't understand because I was not alive.
Yeah.
Monkey? Nope.
We're
going to spray the camera.
Yeah, exactly. And, and that's one of the problems with the sequel, not the sequel, the remake,
Wait.
is that they tried to just make a serious, like, fucking RoboCop film with no political satire whatsoever.
Making it timeless.
Yeah.
For boring.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see that next week, but that one, I will tell you, it's the first, when we watch that, it'll be the first time I've watched it all the way through.
You hated it that much?
I actually turned it off about 45 minutes in. I was like, I can't watch this. I'm bored out of my fucking skull. And even when you see the difference of what RoboCop looks like this RoboCop looks like a fucking tank. Like it was difficult for Peter Weller to move around in, but it looks like if you would attach mechanical parts to a human being. Mm-hmm. And when Joel Kinnaman's version of RoboCop, it just looks like a suit, which to me defeats the purpose of making him RoboCop.
Yeah.
So, but we'll talk about that one next week. So Chelsea, where can people find you?
People can find me at Chelsea.Lesage on Instagram. I also want to say I want to dedicate this episode, even though they never watch it, to my Uncle Bill and my Aunt Shirley, who just passed away this week.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah, they would never watch it, but I love you both. They would think this was an abomination. But I love you both very much. So you can find me again at Chelsea.Lesage on Instagram. And where can they find you?
They can find me at charles.d.lincoln.
And you can find us both together at CL Square Productions
on Instagram and YouTube
and Facebook. Yes. And then also support our upcoming feature film that's coming out.
Yes, on October 20th, Friday, October 20th, at if you live in New York, or even if you live in like Jersey or Connecticut or any of the tri-state area, we've been talking about Bishop's Cove so much. You listen to previous episodes. You heard our like fucking Indiegogo. You heard all that. It is finally coming to film festivals.
Yes, worldwide premiered on the big screen.
Yes, at the Shakagogo Film Festival, at the Film Noir Cinema, at 122 Messerol Avenue in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
On the 20th of October at 11:30 p.m.
Yes.
Be there. We will put a link below for the Eventbrite link.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be, it'll be fun. You get to, we'll be presenting the film, and you'll get to actually see what we've been working on so incredibly hard.
And we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
She will.
Damn it.
But yeah, no, we're very proud of that. And that's October 20th. Friday, October 20th at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Welcome back. We're here.
Yeah, thank you.
You can't get rid of us.
Thank you for putting up with this episode. I hope it's coherent to people.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We're both just watching my cat being like, what is she doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're just like, the cat is zooming back and forth as we are doing the episode.
Yes. But thank you to all of you. Thank you to our sponsors, and we love you.
Yes. And we will see you next week for the remake of RoboCop.
Unless I'm dead.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.